What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family, bringing you guys the latest update on the Dallas Cowboys. Give us just a second while we check our audio here, guys, and we have quite a few updates, including Little G over here. So why don't you say hi?
Hi, guys.
So give us just a second while we check the audio, and then Little G is going to give you guys his Jaguar update.
Yeah, guys, he actually today was the opening day. Good, our audio is good. We're currently watching. First off, guys, we're currently watching the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints.
That's right. And
Panthers had a big gain right here on a penalty with Funchess, and they're down by 2 touchdowns at the early fourth quarter. So it's still time, and we need the Saints to. We'll talk about Cowboy stuff in a minute, guys.
Yeah.
But we're watching this in the middle here. It just got called for pass interference, defensive holding. So it looks like a big play for the Panthers in the red zone, down by 2 touchdowns. So go ahead, Little G. Why don't you tell him what you did today? He's playing flag football, guys.
Yes. Today was
kindergarten's a second grade league, but he's now finally on the top of the food chain, so to speak. So he, again, every year improving his skills. Last year was fantastic, and this year, let him tell you.
I got like 2 touchdowns. I'm pretty one.
So he got 1 touchdown. Yeah, on the first play of the game, the opening play of
the opening drive
season,
of the game. Yeah,
of the season of
any
game. Yeah. The first game, touchdown, Little G.
Went to the right.
Yep, he went to the right. He broke the whole. I mean, he just one move.
Just
and kept
my
going.
speed. My move and then speed.
Yeah, guys. So
and then they couldn't get me.
And then again, that was on offense, and he also had 2 reception, 2-point conversions. So he made two 2-point conversions on receptions. Fantastic. The quarterback just threw it to him. He made a great catch the first one, and then he made another one. Was a good design by the quarterback and Little G, and it was just perfect. He just outran everybody else. So listen, guys, we're gonna tipped up. We're gonna show you. We're gonna make a little, small little mini package of his highlights. Defensively, guys, he was a lockdown middle linebacker, Singletary, Sean Lee style. He was great out there. He hit almost every single flag.
Great teamwork out there, guys.
Teamwork by his whole entire team. So definitely, they have like 4 really good players, and it's only a 5 players starting, lineup. So just dominated the game. I think they won. What was the final score? 30-12.
Yeah.
It was the last play was a touchdown. They kind of gave it to them because, they got to kind of get a little bit more, I guess. More fun for the other team.
So, and you know what, guys, it is still a kids league, but Little G will be playing with Little J in our spring league where we will be coaching. So definitely stay tuned for that one, guys. Yeah. But Little G is having fun as a Jaguar.
Yep.
I mean, go ahead, let them know. What's it like being a Jaguar?
It feels nice.
Yeah. So, do you feel like a Jaguar?
Yeah.
Well, guys, he definitely ran like one today. He only had to run the ball like 5 or 6 times because it was just it was a high-scoring game. Let's put it that way. It was a blowout. So, guys, let me transfer that attention. That was a fantastic job by Little G today. We'll show a highlight film package on that shortly. Watching this one out, 4th and 6 for Panthers.
I mean, they obviously
they are short, in my opinion, of a first down there. Funchess did not get over the line, in my opinion.
They're saying short. All right.
It's over. It's not 4th down. It's Saints ball. So
well, there you go. So Little G.
That looks like everything's going our way. If you want to say that for.
You want to go ahead and say bye? You can head off and play now.
Bye, guys.
So anything else you want to say before you head out?
High five.
Yeah, guys.
Fantastic play, guys.
And baby, you already know you did great today. So and we are very proud of him.
Yes.
So.
Awesome.
I guess off you go.
And we're looking forward to next week's battle.
Bye. Have fun.
His next game.
So yeah, guys, he's earned some hard-earned play time, guys. He played hard. He enjoyed some family time. And anything else you want to say?
Yep. The one, and it's most important. Go Cowboys!
Love it.
That's right. So Lil G already know, guys.
So, catch up with some people there, because we just started this off.
Yeah, guys, so
intro.
Wilson, what's up? Zero God Loading, Eagle Fan 767, DJ Crown J, Virgil Johnson, Dano 896, Peanut, Chase. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us here. Yeah, so, and, it's a kids league, so all the kids out there have fun, and they're all at different skill levels. So it's all the teams try to be balanced out so everyone has, you know, young kids and older kids, things like that. So, but you know, we got lucky. We have a good coach this year. Little G's having a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so.
and they got good players on the team too, and they play well together, teamwork, that kind of thing. They have fun as well. So listen, hey, it's just flag football. We're talking about now. You know, we have to. You know, one of these days, Little G might get in pads. We'll see when he gets older.
Yeah. So other than that, guys, let's go ahead. So as far as football today, a lot of good things happened as far as, you know, future playoff hopes for the Cowboys. Other than the Green Bay Packers. Other than the Green Bay Packers winning, which...
The thing is this, is that the Packers only have to lose one game out of the last 5. Well, they won today. It was an overtime game. It was close. You know, if they had lost it, it would have made it easier. But when I say losing, it really depends, of course, if the Cowboys win. You know, if the Cowboys have to win out their last 4 games. This is all this is we're speaking on is under the assumption that the Cowboys win in New York next weekend, win in Oakland the weekend after that. You know, then come back home and beat Seattle with Zeke, which Zeke will be back, a hurting Seattle team. And then on the road in Philly to a team that might not be playing for much at that point. If they are, you know, we have to beat a team that's playing well and is, you know, playing for a first seed or a bye or something like this. So, so those are the things we have to look at as the season closes. But we have to win our 4 games. And if we win our 4 games, we still have to have other things happen. And right now, guys, the first steps have been taken. So Green Bay has to lose, but that's no rush in that in the sense that they have other games that they will probably have struggles with and probably lose. The big one that I thought had the easiest schedule and was a game in front of us that we would by us winning out, we would have a tiebreaker over them, is the Detroit Lions. The Lions were playing in Baltimore, and I was just not sure because Baltimore's defense has been sketchy at times and good against certain types of situations, but then they were not consistent.
I just never expected them to, I guess, be this bad.
Who?
Denver.
Denver?
Yeah.
Why Denver? We're not talking about Denver. Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't expect that. Sorry, guys. Blanked out for a second, but no, Detroit. And, you know, even with Stafford injured and stuff, like you know, every single game, I never expected him to play this badly or be this, you know, like every game I thought it would be, you know, closer, that they actually had a chance to win, but they somehow still managed to lose. I don't know. So.
Okay. The point is that the Ravens did beat the Detroit Lions, and we're happy about that. Now, of course, you know, Matt Stafford's hurt. That's, of course, a serious thing, guys. We saw it looked pretty bad. He was wrapped up. It looked like I think it was his throwing hand. So
yeah, but isn't that a little bit good for the Cowboys though? Because it kind of takes them out of the playoff running completely, or
no Aaron Rodgers, and look at Hundley's bringing them back. I mean, if the Packers
manage to hold on and Aaron Rodgers comes back,
I mean, they could be the team that stops the Cowboys. You know, that loss to them was huge.
Well, who did the Packers play?
I'll have to look into that, but I'm not really 100% sure. But they have to lose one of the last 4 remaining games. Packers have to lose at least one, and we have to win out.
Hopefully
also,
they do.
The Lions have to lose one game, and we have to win out, which are, you know, we can't predict the winning out part, but the Lions did their part and lost their one game.
Yeah.
Now, if we lose next week, that means all these things have to happen again. So the Lions have to then lose another game.
Yeah.
And it's just in the same. That's why it's important that the Cowboys win out, and you need 10 wins to get a chance to taste maybe the playoffs. Now, the other thing was the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons. They have tiebreaker on us. We need a lot of help, but they have a very tough schedule. They think they get the Saints twice, and today they played the Vikings, who I think is a Super Bowl contender. True Super Bowl because of their defense. And guys, they proved me right again. Vikings beat them, thank goodness. You know, it was a close game, but the Vikings held them off, and I think that was a big first step to really thinking about maybe there's a chance for the playoffs. The Falcons tiebreaker, plus they have 7 wins. We have 6 currently. So we're a game back, or really 2 games back. We need them to lose twice. So, you know, this is a step towards that. And Carolina, same thing. Carolina, I mean, there's 2 spots available, guys. And we're talking about Carolina and Atlanta has taken 2 spots. So one of these teams could sneak in, but for us to get in, we'd have to, you know, we could get the 5th seed possibly. But we're talking some things here, 5th seed. If the Saints win and hold off here, which it looks like, I hope, I'm not going to say he jinx it or anything, but under 10 minutes.
There's still 9 minutes and 40 seconds left, but.
And they have the same record. Saints have tiebreaker. Saints doing this, it's like they're up 3 games. It's almost like, because they're up a full game, actually 2 games. Like they're up a full game plus a full tiebreaker. So.
Because they beat them the first time they played, right?
Yeah, this is the second time. Yeah, so they would sweep them. So that would be huge, guys.
Man,
for
the
Saints
Panthers, and
to-
I don't know. I don't know if Newton has it in him to come back that much.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, too. You know, it's still under, we're going to be under 9 minutes here.
Yeah.
They're going to get the ball in great field position. So this game's far from over, guys. We're watching this with you guys. If
True.
you guys, hopefully everyone's getting
So,
this
yeah,
game.
guys, and if you haven't already, make sure to hit like and subscribe. It really does help out our channel. Let me go ahead and say, so Fire
yeah.
Jason Gary, thanks for joining us here.
What's up,
Kevin
what's up?
Bilbo.
Ooh.
So, let me see.
Oh.
Tampa Bay
Fumble.
Gaming.
Fumble. Yes. Saints ball, baby.
Oh, that's
help
awesome.
us. Help us. Help the Cowboys.
Let's see.
First,
Oh,
yeah,
yep.
Saints ball,
Saints
guys.
ball, wow.
Big stop. Good. And
I can't wait to see the replay. Who was it?
He just hit him. He just hit him on the return, and he fumbled it.
That's
From
what I'm saying.
behind.
Who hit him?
Right there. They punched it outside and backwards.
Nice.
Great job. And guys, so you know, the Rams, it's important that they eventually, I think the Cardinals also have to lose one game to get them out of the danger spot for us and also get out of the tie-breaking spot
Yeah.
with Seattle. See, we don't want them to fall back and then have Seattle catch them. And if they do, then there's a tie-break between them. Seattle wins it, and then the Rams go against us in a tiebreaker. We lose that one. But we can win the Seattle tiebreaker because we have to beat them in, you know, what, 3 weeks, basically? We
Yeah.
play the Seahawks.
And don't we get Zeke back that
And we
game
have Zeke.
as well?
That's a Christmas Eve game. We get Zeke back. That's our Christmas present. And
I mean, and honestly, let's just see how they do against the Eagles tonight, guys. We are going to be watching that game.
That's a big game too, guys. That's
Yeah.
the other game too. I wanted to say, because that's the thing is that the Rams beating the Cardinals finalizes any kind of tiebreaker with the Cardinals. Although we win it against them, but
Yeah.
it's more for it's not really for the Cardinals as much as it is to keep the Rams above, and we got to have the Rams win the division is the point. We can't have the Rams fall back and then have Seattle pass them, and then we get in a tiebreaker with the Rams, we lose. We get in a tiebreaker with Seattle, we win. So again, so assuming we win all 4 games, which means we beat the Seahawks in 3 weeks with Zeke on Christmas Eve. So that's why that's a huge game. And again, they're all huge games, honestly
Yeah.
speaking. But every little step that we get closer to help that 19% that we had at last, basically if we win out all our games starting last week against the Redskins, we would have a 81% chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's 19% that we need help with. And these games today,
It could-
all the ones
that's
that
what
had to
determines
happen,
it.
happened, guys, and it worked out our way right now. I mean, again, assuming this is one of those games, Saints have to win
so
out.
far,
We want the Saints winning
Saints
out,
are
yes.
winning the game. They're dominating it.
Yeah, so I mean, we want the Saints to win out here, and they have to play Atlanta twice, playing Carolina now, finishing with them. So that's those games they have to win, and I think they definitely have a good chance of winning these games. That would then hinder Atlanta and Carolina at the wild card spots, which helps the Cowboys and also helps Detroit, who we are above now. I think we're above. Yeah, we're tied with them, and I think we have tiebreaker on them. But the reason we're not actually literally above them is because, and this was the whole tie-breaking scenario thing. They go by division first. When you have multiple teams tied for a wild card spot, they go by division first to break the tiebreaker, and then okay. So let's say like in this situation would be Green Bay and Detroit are tied
Yeah.
for the wild card spot. So who would, and then the Cowboys are over here tied with them as well. Who would get it? Well, the Cowboys beat Detroit in a tiebreaker.
Okay.
But if Green Bay is tied with them as well,
Then Green Bay beats Dallas.
yes, because they beat Detroit first in the tiebreaker in the division, and when they compare them outside of the division, it's Dallas and Green Bay, and Green Bay beats us.
Yeah.
So that's why those things are it's
Important,
tricky.
yeah.
You don't know how these little things, these little scenarios do affect the final tie-breaking procedures.
I mean, again, and that's why every single game in the NFL matters.
Exactly. And including
that's
tonight's
why,
game,
yeah.
the Seattle game. We're not rooting for Philly. We're rooting against Seattle.
Yeah, and fire
Call it what
Jason
you
Gary.
want.
I don't think you'll ever get us to say that
What?
on our stream.
Well, go,
I don't know.
Go the birds,
Yeah.
the green ugly birds. Yeah, no, never.
So
I'm
not
gonna
worried about
say-
Packers as much. I think Packers will lose to the Browns. Who thought last year Chargers would lose to the Browns?
We'll see which is the team that breaks
Yeah.
against the Browns. But I do think that there's other look. The Lions had the easiest schedule, the most
Yeah.
winnable schedule past the Baltimore game. This is the game we needed them to lose. Now that we get tiebreaker with them, even if they went out and we went out, we still win tiebreaker as long as Green Bay is not tied with us.
Exactly.
Which means they have to
That's
lose one more game out of their last 4. That's how we get that issue resolved.
Yeah. So I want to look up their schedule for the next 4 games.
The issue
Give me a second.
with Seattle is important that they lose to Philly specifically, because that means that if we went out, and again, back to this tie-breaking situation, if we went out, it goes to common games, and then you have a situation where the Cowboys would be 500%, 1-1 against the Eagles if we went out,
Okay.
meaning we beat the Eagles, and then in the same time, the Seattle Seahawks, if they were tied with us, it would come down to common games, and they would be 0%. They'd be 0-1 against the Eagles. So we beat them in a tiebreaker. Now, if they happen to beat the Eagles, even if they lose another game, we would lose tiebreaker to Seattle, even if we ended up tied. The same record. Because of the Eagle common game, they would be 100%. They would be 1-0 against the Eagles, and we would be 500%. 1-1. And that's why we have to hope, not root for the Eagles, but we have to hope the Eagles defeat the Seahawks. I picked the Eagles in my picks. I do think they're going to win. It's going to be a tougher game than I think that most Eagle fans realize because it is in Seattle. It's 12th man. But for the Cowboys' hopes, I'm saying down Seattle.
Yeah.
Down
Seattle
down with
needs
Seattle
to go down.
today. Today's
guys,
not
we're rooting for
tomorrow,
we're rooting for a
game.
playoff spot, guys.
We're rooting for the Cowboys playoff spot till the end, guys. So there's no chance left.
Yeah.
You never know.
Weapon
Things change
X88,
quick
thanks for
in the
joining
NFL.
us. Tampa Bay Gaming too. He said, well, I won't say it on stream, but Rodgers will be back week 15. He is eligible for that. So
that could be an issue. That's why they need to lose a game before
that.
next
Now,
week.
actually, and again,
what is their schedule?
Let's look at their schedule. That's the big thing. So
They get
week
the Browns?
15. So week 15, he could be back against the Panthers. So that's where it's dangerous because it's Packers versus Browns
they have some
next
tough
week.
games though, even with Rodgers back.
Yeah, the Browns. Then
Well, the Browns they should beat. But,
Yeah.
a hungry team like Cleveland in Cleveland, like the Chargers,
and they just got that guy back. What's
Josh Gordon.
There
He
we go.
played pretty well today for the few times he had. But and he came
Just
close
saying,
to winning
they're
too.
feeling a little bit more motivated.
Yeah, I
is
mean,
the
I think they
point,
have, again, they
I
can take advantage of a team like Green Bay, who's not a complete team, obviously, but the quarterback is playing well, the backup Hundley, so got to give him credit. The week after that, they get Carolina, which, I don't know if we have to have Carolina lose that.
Right?
Yeah, it is. But I don't know if we have to have Carolina lose that game. What's more important? But, that would be, if we don't have to worry about Carolina as much, let's say they could secure another seed, so we can't catch them anymore, that would be a game we want Carolina winning and knocking them out. But if not, I think that's the big one. And again, this depends on what the Vikings are doing. Minnesota goes to Green Bay. It's a huge game.
Then they play the Vikings right after that.
Right, and they have Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so and
it's gonna be
then the
tough.
Packers finish their season with the Lions, which depending on how injured Matthew Stafford is,
might not be even an issue.
Yeah, because if they're playing like this with Stafford in, I doubt that they're
We definitely wanted them to lose
better.
today against the Bucs. It would have been nice. But again, guys, it's not do or die with them yet. And again, I do not foresee them with Hundley winning out their games if Rodgers can come back. Now, I think if he slips up in this next week against the Browns, or if Rodgers comes back against Carolina, I still think that he might have trouble in this first game back against Carolina. All we need is one loss from the Packers to not worry about them anymore. There's also the week after that, the Vikings. I think that's where the Packers will definitely take their loss with or without Aaron Rodgers. I think the Vikings are top-notch defense, and they will do enough to be able to stop Rodgers, to put pressure on Rodgers, to give him fits, and he's still not going to be 100%. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's not going to be 100%. So, in my opinion, I think that's by then if they win that and they're still winning, then we got a problem. Then we have to hope both the Panthers and the Falcons dropped out completely. So if it's us two in the playoffs, okay, they'll get the 5th seed and we get the 6th seed. That's what we have to hope for.
So Fire Jason Garrett wants to know, why do we need the Saints to win and not the Panthers? Please explain. Both have the same record. Now wait before that.
Okay.
WebNX88 said, I'm more worried about the Packers beating the Browns and Rodgers coming back and winning out. And then Brenda Jane said, did most of the teams win who we had to have lose? So we'll do a quick rush recap, but Green Bay won, which, we want them to
We just need one loss from them. And they have 4 more chances in the last 4 games. We would have rather they lost in overtime to Tampa. There was a chance to lose. They did pull out the win, so they keep they stay. Almost blocked, but Saints put it through, guys, with 6 minutes and 9 seconds in the 4th quarter. They hit the field goal. They're up 31-14. Saints lock this up. This is a bigger victory than if I'd rather have this happen. I'd rather have the Vikings beat the Falcons. I'd rather have the Ravens beat the Lions and lose the Green Bay game. Yeah. Out of all the games to lose, that's the one you want to lose because there's 4 more chances for Green Bay to lose. The other ones, we need those wins because of matchup situations. And as Fire Jason Garrett said, I don't know what the reasons are for every single one of these things, but I will say the Vikings beating the Falcons, the reason is because we want to make sure they're the 7th. The Falcons have tiebreaker, and they're the 7th. They're right now currently the 6th seed. Then we have the Ravens beating the Lions. The Lions, we needed them to lose because they were a full game in front of us. Yeah. All right. So again, if they lose a second game, another game, that is a positive thing. And then we have and what I'm trying to say is so like the Rams Cardinals games, that one's still going on right now, and it's not. I think the Rams are going to probably win or have won, but that helps us in the sense of We want the Rams. We want the Saints, Carolina. That's the one we're talking about now. Saints, Carolina is so important because even though they have the same record, New Orleans has a tiebreaker against Carolina. So they already are basically a game up on them, even though they're tied. If they win this, they have a full tiebreaker on them. Plus, they have another game lead. So that's like 2 games in front. If Carolina catches New Orleans, that means that we cannot catch Carolina, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, that means they would have 10 wins or 11 wins at that point. New Orleans would, and I mean Carolina would have to win 2.5 games or 3 games basically to catch New Orleans. And if they win 3 games, we cannot catch Carolina. So that would hurt us. We want to give ourselves as many opportunities as possible. Saints, we want them winning the division. Rams, we want them winning out and winning the division. Yeah. We want them winning all their games, so there's no tiebreakers for the Rams and Seattle Seahawks. If that happens, that would hurt us. If they ended up tied and Seattle wins the tiebreaker, Seattle wins the division, and then we have to go a tiebreaker against the LA Rams. And what happens? You guys know what happens if we go a tiebreaker against the Rams, or a tiebreaker against the Falcons, or a tiebreaker against Green Bay Packers. That's why we need these teams to continue to lose. And then you have the other team like Carolina, who we need them to lose because they're challenging New Orleans, for the division. And if they win the division, that means, like I said, it would be like a catching. This would distance them from the division and get them closer to us. Now, I don't know about our tiebreaker with Carolina or the Saints. Either way, I think it's pretty similar. Yeah. I think it's more just the fact that the Panthers would be 2 games back on the Saints, basically, with tiebreaker included. When you think about that, head-to-head, they lost twice to the Saints. So we don't care about the Saints anymore. Yeah. We care about the Panthers losing continuously, so we have another wild card spot open up. By the way, guys, our voices, you can tell, are kind of rattled from yesterday's UCF game. If you watched, our highlight, we had a whole UCF special yesterday.
It was
University
a whole
of
bunch
Florida
of fun.
Golden Knights, guys, my alma mater. Yes,
I mean, they won in double overtime, guys. So it was intense. It was, the 2 highest scoring teams in their conference, right? Or in
For which? What do you mean?
UCF, right?
Yeah, UCF and Memphis. Yeah. Tigers. Yeah, I mean.
So I mean, so again, it was
high scoring.
Yes, and
crazy.
Just
48,
crazy
48
football. Yeah.
At the end of the game, at the end of regulation. Yeah. And then both teams scored twice, hit the extra points. I mean, I'm sorry, both.
But the craziest part, guys, is that we thought we had it won because we blocked the kick and then they called it back because there was a delay of game. So it was like a 5-yard penalty, and then
we kicked it and they missed it again, and
it was just crazy, guys. So
and at that point, we thought we were going to lose because they were kicking it for the win. Remember, fumbled Carolina, but they got it back. Remember, so they were kicking to win the game, and we blocked it. And we kicked again, and he missed it. So we ended up tied. We're the ones that gave up the lead, and then they were going for the win. So, guys, Raiders just scored. Was that Seth? No, Johnny Holden. Johnny Holden scores for the Raiders. So the Raiders are beating the Giants 24-14. Guys, just something to keep in mind about both of these teams. These are our 2 next opponents, both on the road. We're going to go at New York, Giants, division rival. They're playing tough against the Raiders right now. The Raiders just scored kind of, distancing themselves. The Giants still have a good defense. Don't forget that, guys. Whoa! McCaffrey just jumped.
What a jump.
I mean, he just jumped as like a I don't even know what kind of, it was different
than vaulted.
Zeke's. He just jumped like 2 feet in the air.
Like a cat.
It wasn't like a
like a cat, like sleek, and I don't know, exactly. I don't know, guys. That was a cool move. We gotta love football. So let's catch up with a few of the comments here. Fire Jason Garrett. No, sorry, we're not gonna do bets like of any kind on the channel. Not like that, guys. Just because we'd rather avoid any kind of situation.
Like bets, money? Said, we don't do money bets, guys. So, we do donation stuff though.
Let me see. We didn't say that a week ago when the Browns would beat us.
Who? What?
Let me see.
Oh.
Is
Cam.
EJ
about to get sacked here? Nope.
So Brendan Jane, EJ Man is.
Oh, what a play by Cam Newton, guys! Wow, what a play! That was unbelievable. He should have been sacked 3 times, and he got out, ran across, almost ran all the way for the touchdown. It reminded me of Michael Vick. If you guys remember Michael Vick against the Vikings, it was the last play. It was an overtime game, and he ran it like a 50-yard scamper, all the way down, and he got going in between guys and cut inside. Oh my goodness! At this point, I was like, oh, he's gone right here.
I thought he could, but no. Either way, he's.
Well, we're ticking here under 4 minutes after this
snap
know. Here. I mean, they have to score 3 times, so it's going to be tough. Oh! Number 19.
If he would have caught it.
No, but it was crazy. He was on his back and still bouncing around. He could have caught it still. That's crazy. And, guys, don't forget, hit that like button, a thumbs
That's
up.
right, guys.
Subscribe if you have not yet, because guys, we are close to 1,000. You know, not really much of a gain. You know, this is a grind, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? We're cool with that. But, you know, just letting you know, if you're here new and watching, hit subscribe, guys. We do these game day videos for the Cowboy games, every single Cowboy game.
That's right.
And we're going to do it for the playoffs too, guys. We're going to do it for the big games in the playoffs. We're going to, you know, I don't know if we'll do 1 or 2 or who knows what. You know how we'll do it.
Yeah, actually, let us know what games you guys would rather we stream. Obviously, once we figure out what the playoff games
obviously, if it's
are.
Cowboys, you know that's going on.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, what a
Cowboys,
catch!
oh my goodness,
Funches. Oh my goodness. You
oh
see that catch?
yes.
Wow.
Holy crap, guys! I hope you guys are watching this game. What a catch!
Carolina just scored a touchdown.
Like in between the defender's hands.
Should be 31-21 now after hit the extra point with just under 4 minutes left. They're down by 10. But this almost looked intercepted. This should have been intercepted. Oh, not wow! It's just he threw it up so high. Yeah. You know, it's the defender so
but
so small.
He just perfectly. Let me see.
Right in front. Look at that. You can't get that ball any better than that.
Ooh.
Like that was a great pass by Newton. And a
like
great
by
catch.
Fingertips.
His shoes are different colors.
Yeah. Wow, guys.
That was crazy. That was a crazy play right there in Carolina and New Orleans, guys, and by the Panthers. So Graham Gano, my fantasy kicker, gets a point.
There you go.
I don't know. I keep
all right, guys. So now 31-21, guys, with 3:57 left. I think.
Scott Frost is going to Nebraska, unfortunately. Even though he's the UCF Knights, UCF Golden Knights are going to be playing against the. I think it's is it Auburn? I don't want to say the wrong thing, guys. I'm not really too sure about these. I think it's Auburn. I think they're supposed to play them in the Peach Bowl in Atlanta. So
yeah, guys, we'll have to double check that just because.
But you know, we'll probably doing a reaction video watching that game. You know, these are the little other things we're gonna do. Even if you're not a supporter, you know, care about UCF or care about basketball, football, baseball, but we're still gonna put out some videos throughout the whole year, guys, regarding all kinds of sports, all kinds of competitions and events, and our kids' events as well. So that's why I'm going to put together, little G's fantastic day he had today in flag football for the most part. Nothing. He made a bunch of flag grabs. You really can't really make a highlight film about that. And but he just did great, as usual on offense. And the team itself has a lot of good players. So when you look at it like that, it's going to be all the highlights are going to be spread out throughout the players, which is awesome. It's an awesome thing to see. Onside kick for Carolina. Boom. Whoa! He saved it. Oh my goodness, he can still go.
What the heck?
What is he doing? I think he was out of bounds though when he swiped it.
No, they're saying he wasn't. They're saying he wasn't.
He wants him to hurry up. Oh, someone's hurt. No.
No. They want him to check. They have to check.
I think
God.
I think he was out of bounds. I think his shoulder pad was out when he hit the ball out. It's just a matter of a replay here. Let's see what happens. Wow, guys.
Is it if any part of him was out, or
if he's touching out of bounds while he's touching the ball, or if he's out first, is he out yet? Ooh, I think he was on the ground because he was hitting it from off the ground, like his hands were coming off the ground and hitting the ball up. Here's the angle you want to see. He's still in bounds, so close, but his shoulder pad is out.
Oh.
So they have to have inconclusive proof now that he was out of bounds. He could have ran it all the way back. Why did he stop? I don't know. Here's where, watch his shoulder pad right here. He's still good. Now out. He's still holding it.
So if he's still holding it,
he's out of bounds and he didn't have possession. So again, I think that he has to have possession of it. He just can't touch it. So is that possession?
Well,
I guess
I don't
you're
know.
playing possession there. I guess I don't know. It depends what the refs call.
I think they're saying,
it's challenging right now though. They're challenging it right now. I don't think they have to
guys.
challenge
Again,
it.
this is crazy.
It's not a turnover, so you have to challenge it.
Yeah, they're challenging. So
what a play though by Funches. He's out. But see, he has the ball though. So does that count as maybe he got the recovery
I don't
there?
know. Is it going to be one of those things that when it's too close to call, the ruling on the field stands?
That would be. But here's the two different things. There's two different things in this play. Funches' shoulder, as you can see, they're working on it. It was out of bounds, hit out of bounds when he didn't throw the ball back in yet to save the ball, quote unquote, save the ball. But the second that he had that ball in his hand, that second or half second he had that ball before he knocked it out, before his shoulder hit the ground, is that possession? I don't know if that, I don't think he thought he was gonna. Maybe if he had wrapped it up immediately, he might have had.
But that's the thing. He didn't even have time to wrap it. He barely had time.
And it's out of bounds, and it's Saints ball.
I guess so.
That's the two things. But either way, we want the Saints to have the ball. Either way, we don't care. Now the Saints are challenging this. So right now it's Carolina ball.
I don't know. Then right now I think that the Saints should have.
His shoulder just popped out when he dove for the corner. That's what happened though. He dove, and that's why he hit that shoulder straight on. And I
Straight
think
down.
probably can break a collarbone. Could probably. It looks like he's going for a shoulder.
Like cracked.
Here we go. Let's see.
Oh boy. All right.
You
so
see
let's
Ron
see.
Rivera from the Carolina Panthers. He's the head coach, and Sean Payton on the other side. We're talking with Drew Brees right now, but Rivera looks upset or confused. Saints ball.
Yeah.
Told you. What?
That's kind of a jerk move.
What did he do? He was laughing.
It looked like he pointed to the other coach, or at least that's what they made it look
my
like.
Goodness. That would, Funches tried. Not bunches of touchdowns today.
Oh, well. I mean, that's got to hurt there, but, you know, like we said, we kind of want the Saints to be.
Not kind of. We definitely want the Saints to win, guys. I don't know what the percentage is going to go up, and it will go up.
Yeah, Infinite Clips, thanks for
Guaranteed.
joining us. And then
Yes,
let me
what's
see.
up? How you doing,
Yeah,
guys?
it is Auburn, by the way.
Okay, good. Peach,
So, and then
Peach Bowl.
Steve, you know, I don't want to repeat the words, but yes, we do want Seattle to lose tonight.
Yes,
That's
we're not,
all we
we're
got to
not
say.
rooting for Philly.
So,
We just want Seattle to lose. So come on, fans, get loud.
that's right.
This is for the Cowboys, guys. Now, Rams, I think they beat the Cardinals. If there's a way of checking that, let me see. If I should. But I did want to say a couple of other things as the Saints start running out the clock here to end the game. Again, you know, if you're the Panthers, you want to get 3 quick stops here. Use a timeout, 2-minute warning. You get the ball back, and you have to drive down the field, score a touchdown, kick an onside kick, and then kick a field goal.
Exactly.
Or
Lots
kick
of
a field
things
goal
have to
and then
go
kick an
on
onside
here.
kick and then get a touchdown.
A lot of things have to happen there.
So here, guys, just wanted to say that right now, you know, this was earlier today during we were going to try to do a stream from the football field, but it was just going to be a very bad connection. So
Yeah.
we just said we'll just talk about it tonight. No big deal. But yeah, this right now because of the ownership did not agree how Eli Manning was handled with his basically benching, and there was intense and serious internal debate in the, you know, at the owners.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what the fallout's going to be right now, and it looks like John Mara is not guaranteeing that Ben McAdoo will finish this season. So not just keep his job at the end of the year, but he may be fired for the end of the season. So
Yeah.
Giants, they lost or they're losing now. They're going to lose the game today.
Yeah, I mean, guys, if they
Don't look
lose
good.
today, I do expect them to be out within the next week or two.
Yeah,
at the
McAdoo is out like
latest.
doo-doo. He's
Yeah.
done. And guys, just in case you wanted to know about Rico Gathers, Cowboy update.
Yeah, guys.
Our tight end, whatever. Right now, people are asking, is he going to play this week? Upcoming practice. You know, he's going to be at practice. He will not be at practice, guys. He's going to be IR'd.
Yeah,
It's not
there's-
official yet, but it will be soon.
Yeah, we're not hearing anything about him coming back or returning or participating in any way other than just being there. So,
Oh, man. Kamara is
oh,
so good.
go. What a wow.
Man. Wow, guys. This Kamara guy, number 41 for the Saints, rookie.
He's good.
This guy, I mean, but ever since they put him in there, he's turned the tide. He's really turned things. He reminds me of Sproles when he was with them. When he was with the Saints, Sproles was like the similar type of back where he'd get the ball and just game changer. Like, you know, just do so many. Oh, man, that hurt.
Oh.
That crushed his neck, his shoulder. Oof, that tackle at the end. But, guys, this hurts Carolina. This hurts Atlanta. Both teams
I think
lost
it's split his
today.
lip.
Jeez. Yeah, he did. Guys, both of them lost today. These are the 2 teams that are holding the wild card spots. They both lost.
Yeah.
We won. You can't be
You
happy
can't ask
about
for
that.
anything better than that.
And then, you know, you saw Detroit, who was above us and have an easy schedule, had to lose this tougher game today. The toughest game of their schedule left. They had to lose it. They lost it today, guys. So, you know, that's great news.
That's
that
right.
Detroit's
So,
now
and then
kind
Eagle
of
fan
behind us.
767.
The only one is Green Bay, and we're hoping that Seattle loses today. That's all I'm going to say. We hope Seattle loses.
That's
Okay,
right.
Eagle fans says what?
No, exactly. So Eagle fan 767, we hope Seattle loses today.
Yes,
so
we agree on
Cowboys
that,
Abroad,
finally.
thanks for joining us here tonight. What's
up, Cowboys Abroad?
Jonathan
What's
Cook
up?
said, we just have to take care of business. If we don't make the playoffs, Garrett needs to go. It's too much talent on the team to be losing.
I think if we make the playoffs, he needs to go. You know?
Yeah.
I know he won't go.
Yeah, we know that
He
he's
won't go
not
either
going to
way.
go.
Either way, he won't go. He won't
Yeah.
be gone, guys. Either way, he's going to stay there, even if we don't win another game this season. He's still going to be there next year because Jerry Jones is going to find an
He's
excuse.
not going anywhere.
He has his excuses already laid out, Jerry Jones. That even, you know, injuries with Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and the gelling of the new offensive lineman, that's going to be excuse number 2. Number 1 is Ezekiel Elliott, the drama that followed since the beginning of the offseason, since he got his special handed down all the way till today. You know,
Yeah,
it
so
goes on
that's
every day.
another. Yeah, so guys,
These are
they're going to find
excuses.
all kinds of excuses, and at the end of the day, remember he was Coach of the Year last year, so
Yeah, because
you know
Zeke
Jason
and
Garrett
Dak are
loves to
talented.
remind us of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but again, but Jason Garrett, but Jerry Jones reminds us of that. And you know what? He reminds the Cowboys.
Yeah, Stronger King, thanks for joining us as well.
What's up, Stronger King? Another Eagle fan. So we're all rooting for the same outcome for tonight's game: Seattle to lose. That's what we all want right now. We all want Seattle to lose. So that's good. Now I know that. Right. What are the Eagles' record? 10-1, right? And now the Vikings are 10-2. Now the Saints are going to be 9-3. Does that sound right?
Yeah, because they're both 8-2.
Right, so they'd be 9-3, and the Rams also won.
Wait, no, 9 and. No, they'd be 9-2.
No, good. What's their?
Aren't they 8-2?
I'm not sure. Is that what they are? So then what's the Vikings? They're also.
No. They're right. You're right. They're 8-3. They're 8-3.
I'm not sure. I think they're 8-3. But
yeah, I think they're both 8-3. Sorry.
So they won. So I'm just saying.
9-3, and then Carolina would be 8-4.
Right, but Saints would be 9-3. That's the important thing. So Saints would be 9-3. Minnesota is 9-3. No, yeah, 10-2, and Philly is 10-1. So we want Philly to not be the first seed. We don't want. I don't want to see Philly in the Super Bowl. I do not want to see that. I don't want to hear it from the Eagle fans. I don't want to deal with it. So I'm being honest right now. But if they make it, I want them to lose. I don't care if it's the Patriots.
Yeah.
The thing is that. Oh man, look at his lip.
Yeah,
busted open.
Yeah.
And look at all those gold teeth. The grill, of course. Maybe not. He's still too young for the real gold teeth there.
Yeah, I hope. I mean,
he's chapping it up. It's probably some kind of balm that actually seals it.
Stops the blood or something. Yeah.
Cauterizes in some form, some kind of chemical. But anyways, guys, it's just look. Let's keep it real though. In the end, it's gonna take a lot for the Cowboys, to make the playoffs this season. And I think that we just take it 1 week at a time. Actually, even one game, and not even our game, one game at a time when it comes to the every week's games. For example, for today's games, guys, 3 out of the 4. Actually, I think if the Rams won, let me check that real quick, guys, to make sure if the Rams won or not.
Yeah, it looks like they're just letting time run out.
Yeah, game's over, guys.
So, all right, well, I mean, I guess that's that. So Saints win 31-21 against the Panthers. Another good thing going for the Cowboys. Yeah,
Rams are beating the Cardinals 32-16 right now. So, guys, with a minute and a half left, the game's over. I'm looking here to see what else is going on. I don't really see much else. Everything else looks like it's over other than that. The Giants game is over, I think. Let me double check that. No. Oh, yeah. No, it's still going on. I'm sorry. That game is 24. Raiders have 24. Giants have 17 with a minute 23 left. We should jump on the red zone maybe and just risk the stream.
It's all right. No, guys, we just might be a little bit more delayed than what the game is actually, but give us just a second. We're going to go ahead and turn on our red zone and pop into that Giants game right now. What's the score right now?
We'll see what the other games are remaining here. Giants, it's a sound. Oh, wait, it's final. Sorry. Game over. Raiders won.
Oh, well, there you go.
Sealed it up. No, they were winning by 7. There was just a closer game there at the end. With this game's now over. There's only one game left, and that's pretty much over. It's the Rams. That's what's winding down right now. 32-16. They beat so the Cardinals are officially out of the playoffs. Tampa Bay is officially out of the playoffs. And so just so you guys know, that we can forget about those teams, hurting us. Of course, they weren't really going to hurt us anyways because we could only, by us not winning out. If we win out, they can't catch us. That's what we came to. But there's no tiebreaker or anything's going to hurt us, and they're not going to get into any kind of mix and match. The updated situation, I think, right now is. After Carolina lost, and they're 9. Well, I was trying to go back to the beginning actually, because I was saying the Eagles and the Vikings would have the bye. Eagles would have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So we want.
And there you go. Rams just so finished.
9th win this season, first winning season since 2003 for the for the Rams organization. I'm assuming St. Louis Rams at the time. So congrats to them. Listen, guys, next week who plays? Philadelphia and the LA Rams.
Yep,
that'll be interesting.
Number 1 overall pick versus number 2 overall pick. Wow, that's awesome.
Again, that's going to be an interesting game.
That's going to knock out. If Philly wins, that knocks the Rams out of any kind of contention for that bye. For that first seed for the home field. So you're seeing things start to shape up as the last quarter of the season is coming up here, and you're going to see, probably. I think the Vikings, Saints, and Eagles kind of finish up strong. And I don't know which one of these teams are gonna do it, but I think the Vikings are going to be able to surpass the Eagles. The Eagles have a tough schedule. So like tonight's game, this next game coming up against the Rams, I mean, they have to win a lot of tough games, but I do think they can do it. And actually, by them winning at least this game against the Seahawks, that would be very helpful to the Dallas Cowboys directly. The Rams doesn't really matter for us. I'm going for the Rams next week. because I want to see Philly drop and have Minnesota, surpass them, pass them up, and then have home field in the playoffs, with the Vikings. I think that they're the team that I'm just saying this is why I think is going to happen. That's why I want it to happen, because I think the Vikings with their defense is going to beat everybody else in the NFC. I really do think that. So I think they'll be the first seed. I think it's going to be a battle between, probably the Philadelphia and the Saints, Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints for that second seed. I think that Philly will get that. So I do think they'll get the bye as well. I think it'll be Saints and the Rams.
Yeah.
In the wild card game against, well, that's what we still have to figure out.
Yeah.
But
So
that's what
we'll
we're
have
fighting
to see.
for, one of those two spots.
Well, hopefully fifth seed, obviously.
Yeah, no, I know. And you can see the Rams are also 9-3. So as you can see, there's two teams right now. The Eagles are 10-1, and the Vikings are 10-2.
Yeah.
The Eagles, of course, are 10-1 because they haven't played their game yet, which is going to come in about 45 minutes to an hour or so. An hour.
So yeah, in about an hour.
So guys, that's where everything kind of breaks down right now. So if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them.
Well,
If it's playoff tie-breaking stuff or any other kind of...
Well, Frankie G said Green Bay winning today hurt us. So yeah, Frankie G, that was pretty much the only thing today that happened that hurt us.
And
but
I wouldn't say hurt us. It didn't really hurt us. It just didn't come yet. We need to get that. We still need one loss.
One loss in 4 games, and like we said, they play the Browns, they play the Panthers.
1 loss in 5 games.
They play the Browns, the Panthers, the Vikings, and the Lions.
Yeah, so I mean, again, with Aaron Rodgers possibly coming back,
That's 5.
that would be it was 5 because of this past one. That's what I'm saying. At the time, out of the 5 games, they only had to lose 1. They beat Tampa Bay in overtime today, unfortunately. But that's not one that's really going to hurt us as much as if Carolina beat New Orleans or Atlanta beat Minnesota. That would hurt us a lot more.
These other ones had to happen.
Yes.
This one has to happen eventually at some point within the span of this time.
But the remaining 4 games now.
Yeah.
Right. They
So,
have to
of
lose
course,
1.
obviously, next week, if it doesn't happen again, we might be a lot more worried than we are right now. So.
Right. Well, next week, again, we don't want them losing to who's next week? Oh, we would love them to lose to the Browns, and it is
that
possible.
would be the best.
I don't think it would not be outside of the stretch because they're desperate to win. But if they beat the Browns and they get Carolina with maybe Rodgers back, with 3 games back, and he can sweep out. But he's got tough games. He's got Carolina, which we might need Carolina to actually win that game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the situation is. I don't know if we need Green Bay to win that game. That's something we have to see as 2 weeks. In 2 weeks we'll see where we're at.
Yeah.
But we have to continue to win our games. And at that point, we would have hopefully won our 2 games without Zeke, or 2 remaining games without Zeke, and then we get Zeke back going into Christmas Eve against Seattle and Philly, knowing that maybe at that point we might know that if we win out, we will actually control our own destiny by that point. Just things have to fall our way, and the more things that fall our way sooner, the better chance we have. The sooner we have control of our own destiny, possibly. If this same stuff happens next week, we win our game, and Carolina loses, and New Orleans beats Atlanta, and Carolina loses to whoever they play to, or what do they play? They play
Green Bay or
no, that's 2 weeks from now. But say Carolina loses whoever they play. If Green Bay happens to lose to Cleveland, guys, then we're in a playoff spot technically.
Yeah, so, we're definitely in the running.
Or we actually might be. We would be basically if we win, Atlanta loses. There's a chance we get that. We're the 6th seed. There's a chance that could happen. If Atlanta loses to New Orleans on Thursday night, and then we win our game against the Giants.
And then Russell Jennings, thanks for joining us. And then Frankie said, yeah, that's assuming we win out. We need all the help we can get. So, and guys, we've been saying that 100%.
The Cowboys
we
have put
understand
themselves
that.
in this situation. The team has lost too many close games, and now they have to win out.
Exactly. So, Little D, do you think that the Cowboys can win every single game till the end of the season? That's the only way we'll make it to the playoffs. We can't lose any more games.
Here's the schedule, though. We play at New York Giants. Do you think we can win that?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. How about then we go at Oakland, who's struggling right now? They're like us, same record. We have a chance to win.
I think we'll win that
Okay.
one.
So then what about the next week? We get Zeke back now, and everybody's healthy. Sean Lee's healthy, and our offensive line is healthy. And we've just won like 3 games in a row, and we have 2. We have 2 games left. If we win all 2 games, we're in the playoffs. And Zeke is upset and pissed off.
Yeah.
Because
and now we're
the
playing.
NFL suspended him, and now he's ready to show with the NFL. Hey, I got a healthy offensive line, got a healthy Dak, got a healthy defense.
That's right.
Now we get Zeke back on Christmas Eve.
And isn't it a home game, right?
Yeah. Christmas Eve we get Zeke back. We play Seattle Seahawks in Dallas. Seattle Seahawks, who have half of their defense is hurt for the year.
That's right.
Oh.
So what do you think happens there? Do you think we have a chance to win that one?
I guess if our
We're at home, too. It's in Dallas.
Okay, I guess if our offense doesn't make too many mistakes.
But we'll have Zeke back.
Okay.
That's a big difference.
So, like, that's actually a big difference.
And a healthy offensive line, hopefully.
Do you think we'll win?
Sean Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll win.
Then we have the last week, which the Philadelphia Eagles. We played at Philadelphia. Tough game. But they already have nothing. They're just resting their starters now. Because they're resting because now they get a break in the
bye
playoffs.
week,
Yeah.
true. So we might be able to win or
we
they might.
we play
But
Philadelphia's
do you
backups.
think they might play a few of them, or
In the
maybe like
beginning,
the
for a
first quarter
yeah,
or whatever?
But that's okay. We did that last year. We got a touchdown with Romo.
True.
And then we benched our backups. You know, we benched everybody. That's what they're going to do. So if that happens, do you think we can win that?
I mean, what do you think?
Did we play against Philly's second stringers? Do you think we win? I think we destroy the Philadelphia Eagles
Yeah.
against their second stringers, and that means that we have a chance to make the playoffs, guys.
Yay!
We still need Green Bay to lose one game. We need Carolina to lose to the Saints. We need the Falcons to lose to the Saints twice.
Yes.
Very possible. And we need Carolina to lose another game or two. I think 2 more games, at least 2 more games they have to lose. And I think that's it. We're in the playoffs.
I mean, guys, if we make it to the playoffs, I will be shocked and amazed because so many things have to go right in order for us to make it.
Yeah.
But let's take it one game, one.
Seriously, literally
day at a
one
time.
game at a time. Because we just went through the 1 o'clock games. There was like 3 games that are important.
Yeah.
4 o'clock game, we had that, the Rams, winning, stays ahead of Seattle. That helps the Cowboys. So that.
We have so many things going on. It's crazy.
Everything but one.
It
Everything
is.
but one happened, which was Green Bay winning. That could happen in the next 4 games. So they play the Vikings still. They play the Lions still.
Yeah.
They play Carolina still. They don't have an easy schedule with or without Aaron Rodgers. So I'm just saying, I think, other than the Browns, which is their next game without Aaron Rodgers, that's a possible loss for them. I think Cleveland's going to be ready to try to win. This happens every time when they're 0-12, the Browns. So. I think I agree with Fire Jason Garrett in saying that they have a chance to win this week. I think the Browns do and upset the Packers, which again another step for the Cowboys. Percentages of making the playoffs going up, and on top of that, not just percentages of going up, making the playoffs, but also, just.
Ooh.
Oh, they're showing highlights.
Baltimore's one of those teams that got heavily injured, and they're not having the issues we're having.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Is it a coaching thing?
When it's coaching, yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying is that in the end, we can actually probably move up that 19% differential that we need to get the breaks from. That whole thing is not widened. Let me put it that way. It's actually shrunken. I think if we went out now it's not 81% anymore chance. I think now it's like 90% chance or 85% chance that we make it. We shrunk that little just with what happened today. Things shrunk down in that percentage. My point is that if the Packers lose in 2 weeks from now, then the percentage will then shrink then instead of now.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. That has happened one time. So if that happens, we're having opportunities to maybe you never know, squeak into the playoffs. And all I'm saying is that I know we have the talent in the playoffs. I don't know about coaching. I don't know about a lot of other things, but I know we have the athletic ability, the strength on the offensive line, the team defense that we have going with Sean Lee as the leader. Our special teams is fantastic with our kicker, punter, and even Switzer's coming to life. Yeah. And our offense, guys, our offensive line, it all come, Gronkowski, dirty play. Our offensive line is what makes the whole team run. And I can't believe Jason Garrett, even though he built this line, doesn't get it yet. He goes away from the running game way too much. So if we can establish a run and just continue to do what we've been doing with Alfred Morris, with Rod Smith, and eventually with Zeke, I think we have a shot to win 4 games and put ourselves in a 90% chance to, at this point, or 85% chance to make the playoffs. By that, in 2 or 3 weeks, it might be where we are in control of our own destiny. We win out our last 2 games with Zeke, we make the playoffs if things work out right for us now.
I agree.
Let's see what happens, guys. I'm looking forward to at the very least, an interesting end of the quarter of the NFL season for our Cowboys.
Yay,
that's right.
Won 30-10.
Yep. So, and then Billy Murphy, what's up? Thanks for joining us here. We did have a good weekend. Yep. Justin Coral said Dallas 18-3 with Leon Field since last year. Frankie G said Seattle and Philly worry me if we're on the step of a wild card spot. I wouldn't be surprised if Eagles play spoiler and play their starters.
Again, that would be a risk they would take, and that would be, I will say
at least to maybe get enough of a lead where it's, it makes it too hard for us to really realistically come back.
And that's the thing I'm trying to say though with the Eagles, that'd be a risk they'd be taking, but I can see them doing that. And the main reason would be not because we're the Cowboys, as it is because of that as well, and it's in Philly, and of course the fans would love that. That just adds to the Bush League of what Philly's about. But I will say this. I think that if they were to do something like that or risk it, that's risking injury. As you can see, look where we're at now. If you look at in the hunt, the reason that Packers, we're behind the Lions and the Packers because the Packers are tied with us. If the Packers had lost, we'd actually be behind Atlanta. Right now. And right now we'd be behind Atlanta as the 9th team, as the 8th team in the NFC, 2 spots away from a wild card spot. So that shows you how if Green Bay loses next week to the Browns, that's us. We just moved up 2 spots automatically, even if we haven't played yet, or even if we win, we might pass the Falcons. Actually, I'm sorry, we'll be tied with the Falcons, so we would actually, still always be tied. If we're tied, we're behind on the Falcons, so we have to keep winning, and Atlanta has to keep losing. That happens, guys. We're in. We got a shot to control our own destiny. Not in the playoffs, but we're in to control our own destiny. That means if we win out, it's not 81%, it's not 85%, it's not 90%, it's 100%.
That's right.
And that's what we want to get to, and just have that opportunity. I'll take it at this point, guys. And again, our team is strong enough, has dealt with enough adversity, and already, really dealt with the Zeke stuff, the injury stuff, the ups and downs of the season. I think we're the most one of the most, if not the most well-tested team, definitely in the NFC. Maybe in the NFL, possibly. Again, only if we win out and only if we get into the playoffs and things work out for us. If that happens, I think the NFL is scared, and that's why the Eagles might want to play their starters and get us out, because they don't want us in the playoffs, because they know it's going to be tough to beat us, in the playoffs, and we're getting stronger every week. That could be a reason why a team would want us out of the playoffs. I think more that than
Frankie G said Eagles want to start off slow in the playoffs. If Frazier can cover, he needs to start, said Jonathan Cook. And then, let me see, Russell Jennings said, Lee helps a lot. I wish he could stay healthy. We need Zeke badly. And let's face it, our first playoff games are kryptonite.
That's true.
So, I mean, we've
never been the underdog, like this, though. We've never really been the underdog. We've always been in recent times, we've been in the first round, the wild card. We've been the favorite, the home team against the Detroit Lions. And we beat them, and we beat the Eagles years before that with Romo. Those were the games that we won those games, even though we did lose sometimes in the first round. But we were the favorites in recent memory. The second round, we were the underdogs, but we were still kind of like that hot team. So, and sometimes we were the favorite because we were the number 1 seed against the Giants or against Green Bay last year. And we still lost those games. I think that this year is a different mindset. It's not like we're expected to win. This year we're expected not to make the playoffs. So we get in. I think teams are scared, and we have the confidence. We have that killer attitude that I don't think anybody else is going to have. I don't think the Eagles are going to have it. I don't think the Vikings are going to have it.
But that's the thing. If they know that they're the difference between us making the playoffs or not,
I
don't see why they wouldn't try.
Wentz's injured leg or something like that. I mean, I'm just saying that's what you're.
I don't know. I think the Eagles hate the Cowboys enough. I think the Cowboys are.
Well, that would definitely add to the rivalry, guys. That would definitely add to it. Wouldn't you think? That would add a big rivalry, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, that's the Eagles taking it almost to another level in a way, or at least taking it once again back to that level. So, let me see. Frankie G, I do agree with you there. So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and pretty much wrap it up. I mean, we don't really have any other updates or news. We will be updating you guys, of course, tomorrow, as always. Hopefully the Cowboys are back in practice and doing something. We'll definitely let you guys know what they're up to.
I mean, we'll definitely, get back with you guys on anything that occurs, regarding Dallas Cowboy news. Make sure you keep your little notification bell turned on. That will make sure, most of the time, YouTube sometimes messes up and notifications are not sent out. That's not our fault. That's not your fault. That's YouTube's fault. But hey, we can't help that. But
we do try to post content every single day. So come back and check us out every single day. We do usually have something going on.
Yeah, usually a news recap, live discussion, at least those things usually, and then breaking news on top of Madden streams, on top of game day, our game day reactions, and even when we don't play, we do live streams as well. And we will be doing playoff live streams too, guys. Even if the Cowboys don't make it, we're still gonna have fun with it, guys, because we watch football. We love football. We love the Cowboys first and foremost. But if the Cowboys don't make the playoffs, and whenever they don't make the playoffs, we do still follow it, still watch it, even though it hurts. We still do it.
You gotta stick with the Cowboys, guys.
Still something to root for in there, even if the Cowboys are out. Still something to root for. We hope the Eagles. We're rooting for the Eagles not to win the Super Bowl. How's that?
That's right. So, Rack City, thanks for joining us. The Dallas Cowboys won Week 13. Let's go.
Thank you. That's a great comment.
Frankie G said, trust me, last year, if Eagles were on the doorstep of playoffs, we would have knocked them out. So, yeah, I mean, that's... I
don't know. I think that's a little bit... I don't think actually the Cowboys wouldn't do that. I don't think we would. I don't think we would do that. We wouldn't risk an injury to a rookie, to Zeke, over pettiness. You know, think about it. It's pettiness, and the Eagles would do that over pettiness. That's the difference between the Eagles and Cowboys.
No, but it's not just about pettiness. It's about the playoffs and possibly facing them or ending up.
I don't know.
And like it just I don't know. I think big picture wise, I think I know, but I think big picture wise it makes sense. Big picture wise it makes sense. So
let me see here. I do have a wild card breakdown here, guys. Let me read this to you real quick. So, and I'm actually going to save this for probably tomorrow's stream as well. This is kind of important. Sorry guys. I'm trying this phone, new phone, and still getting used to it.
Just press the back button.
This is silly. Hold on. Which button? Sorry guys. Yeah, I know how to do that, baby. It's just I can't.
There you go.
Sorry guys.
Hard to tell with your new case.
All right, sorry you guys. Right now I'm looking here. You can see it too.
So and OMFG Google says the Patriots will beat the Eagles if they get to the Super Bowl. So yeah, and then Rack City, I'm gonna agree with your second statement and not your first. I can't say that, but let me see. Frankie G said it's not pettiness. We just wouldn't want a division rival making the playoffs. And I mean, that's what I agree.
I disagree with you guys.
And it's not just a divisional rival too. It's it's a team that knows you. That if they play you, they can be very dangerous. And you never know.
I guess it would make a difference because I remember seeing them.
Plus, do you really want to even give them the chance to get one step closer to the Super Bowl?
I'm thinking of the Eagles last year. The Eagles last year, and I think of them as being, 6 wins, whatever they were last year. 7 wins, below average, not a very good team. So making the playoffs to me is like, I don't care if they make the playoffs. But true, if they showed what the Cowboys showed, if the Cowboys can't, in the past, I'm saying last year, and the Cowboys then finish up strong at the end of this season, somehow sneak in the playoffs. That's more dangerous than the Philly team that's just getting lucky, let's say, last year. Maybe would have snuck in. I think they didn't have the power they have this year is my point.
Yeah.
I'm more scared of Philly this year. Last year, I would have let that team sneak in. I don't care. I really don't. I don't want to risk an injury to our players. And we had a lot of them were injured. If you remember, Sean Lee missed that game, and Tyron Smith. A lot of guys had to be benched anyways. You're risking other players like Dak or like Zeke. When it comes to blocks and stuff like that. So you want to have a complete team out there. You don't want to risk any injuries going into the postseason. And I just think I understand where you guys are coming from. Trust me, I understand. I would love to do that to the Eagles, knock them out. But if it's between possibly losing a star player or an important piece, we know how different. We've seen what the injuries do to our team. So risking Sean Lee twisting his knee because we want to knock the Eagles out is silly to me. That's all I'm saying. And I shouldn't put your guys' viewpoint.
I understand where you're coming from. I'm just saying that again, when you weigh that against the other side of the argument, where again you don't have a divisional rival anywhere near the playoffs. You don't have to worry about facing them, or you don't have to worry about them.
No, that's a discussion that we left up forever. I guarantee you, be who said that? Rack City said that with you.
So and especially knowing that again, and not just that, but knowing that it was a loss to you. At the end of the day, that's your divisional rival, and a loss to you to jump them off to the playoffs. That would just be.
I don't really get that bothered by that.
So no one wants the Seahawks to win. However, it's good to give the Eagles a reality check. So I want it to be a close game. I want it to get rattled and rocked and whatever else.
Opposite side of things. Okay. Let's say the Seattle Seahawks do win tonight, and they beat Philly. Okay, so
Chip Smith. Sorry about your Panthers.
Yeah, I mean we want them to continue to lose for the Cowboys' sake. So. Understand, please. But the thing is that if Seattle wins tonight against Philly, and they beat them, they get that reality check. Now the Cowboys, if they win out and the Eagles lose out, we win the division. All right, we win tiebreaker, we win division. But that's again, guys. We have they'll be 10-6. Right now they're 10-1. They have to end the season 10-6, and right now we're 6-6. We have to be 10-6. It's not going to happen. I don't know. It's a smaller percentage than us making the wild card spot.
Exactly.
So right now, I think we need like 7 or 8 things to happen for us to make the wild card spot. We need at least 9 things, 10 things for us. Right now, it's 9 things now for us. 10 very difficult things, 9 very difficult things for us to happen to go our way, winning 5 games out of the last 5, and then the Eagles losing 5 games out of the last 5. Against their opponents that they have, the possibilities of them winning. They have a tough schedule, but the possibility of them losing every game, I don't see that being a realistic thing.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
So, now, guys, I do want to say about the wild card spot, Falcons and I'm just going to read this real quick. Falcons and Packers, these are official, tiebreakers and things, situations that are going on right now in the wild card in the NFC. The Falcons and Packers hold tiebreakers against Dallas, but the Cowboys get to play Seattle and with Zeke. So keep that in mind. Also, guys, the Cowboys hold a tiebreaker over Carolina. Remember that, because both teams to even if both teams evened up at 10-6, it would mean Dallas would go 8-4 against the NFC, and Carolina went 6-6. That's why it's important. Carolina keeps losing to NFC teams. These are common games, NFC conference games. We need them to keep losing.
Every game counts, guys. Every game counts.
It matters for a reason. That's important, guys. You know, I mean, we got everything we needed, and now we need one more thing, and it is a big deal for this Eagles, for the Eagles to beat the Seahawks today. If it does happen, it does help the Cowboys. So thank you, Philadelphia Eagles and Eagle fans. You're helping the Dallas Cowboys tonight if you beat the Seahawks. We can flip it around too. You know, we can do the same thing.
I guess so.
But yeah, I do think that, you know, there is a lot of good. This was a good weekend. Whoever said it, we did win week 13.
Yes.
This went all Cowboys' way.
Yes. So far so good, guys. You know, hopefully it continues that way. So
yeah, we have one more game. That's
tonight. Want to do a quick shout out for everyone who's here in the chat
as we wrap this up, guys.
So Rack City, Salim, Chip, OMFG Google, Frankie G, Raptor Charged, Jonathan Cook. Let me see. Russell Jennings, Justin, Billy, Virgil Johnson, Stronger King, Eagle Fan, Infinite Clips. All you guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you all. And if you haven't yet joined,
who needs to win next week?
If you haven't joined the family yet, guys, make sure you hit subscribe. I'm sorry.
Who needs to win next week for the Cowboys?
I'll have to look at the schedule.
Guys, we'll look at We'll look at the schedule and we'll update you guys in tomorrow's stream along with all of the other Cowboys updates. You know, we'll let you know the teams that need to win, or if them winning would benefit them.
I'll give you a really quick rundown, though. I will say.
Yeah.
Let me do this, guys. Of course, Philly beating the Seahawks. That's the next important game for the Dallas Cowboys as of right now. And then let's go to the next week. So tonight's game, 8:30, guys, Eastern time. Watch it. It's basically a similar to a Cowboy game. It's like a quarter Cowboy game. It would help the Cowboys greatly if the Seahawks lost tonight. So keep that in mind. Next game after that, New Orleans at Atlanta. Thursday night, 8:25 Eastern. Guys, important. Very, very important. Very important that New Orleans beats Atlanta that game. If that's the case, Atlanta will then be, what would they be, 7-7, I think they would be, or 7-6. They'd be 7-6. So it's very important that New Orleans beats Atlanta, hopefully, but it's New Orleans at Atlanta, so keep that in mind. Then at 1 o'clock on Sunday, let me see what games. I'm going to just scan it through, guys. 1 o'clock Sunday, we have Green Bay at Cleveland. We want Cleveland to win that game.
I mean, somehow, I mean, again, Cleveland has a chance. You know, if they ever had a shot of beating Green Bay, now is the time.
I mean, Detroit and Tampa. I mean, of course, Tampa winning would only help us from in case we lose the game and keep Detroit off our tails.
And obviously it depends on how injured Matthew Stafford is. I mean, I think the game could go either way if Stafford's in there.
If Stafford's in there, I think Detroit can win that game. But I think if he's out, I think Tampa wins. So.
There you go.
But it's irrelevant. Right now, we have tiebreaker on Detroit. So right now, we're really above them if the Packers lose. So, but Detroit losing would only help us. So that would be a game to look at 1 o'clock. Minnesota at Carolina. That's a whopper of a game there. Minnesota Vikings at Carolina. And guess who we need to lose? We need Carolina to lose, guys. And guess what I think? I think Minnesota's going to win because Minnesota has that defense, guys.
I agree.
Minnesota at Carolina.
I don't know if Cam Newton can keep up. I mean, obviously, not many teams can.
The Saints, and the Saints have a decent defense, but nothing like Minnesota has. And it's in Carolina, but still, Minnesota's pretty good.
Minnesota.
So, guys, that's another 1 o'clock game. That's very important. And you know whichever other game is 1 o'clock that's very important? Right here. Dallas Cowboys, guys.
That's right.
We play the Giants at 1 o'clock. Remember, they moved it from a 4 o'clock to 1 o'clock. So we have to win that game. Now, if all these things are very possible. If we win our game, these other, New Orleans beats Atlanta,
that's right,
and Minnesota beats Carolina. Somehow Green Bay loses to Cleveland, but even if they don't this week, okay, that's still a problem, but not the biggest deal right now. I'm just trying to see what other games would be important for us. I mean, Seattle goes to Jacksonville. We want Seattle to lose. Do you think Seattle can lose at Jacksonville? I do.
I think yes.
I do. I think that Jacksonville defense is no joke as well. So. Guys, all the things, and that's the last thing. That's a 4:25 game. That's a afternoon game. That's a big game right there. So as you can see next week, guys, there's about 4 or 5 games that if that goes our way, all these things kind of go our way, and we win, guys.
I mean, that's it right there.
We will be basically. I think we'll be either in that wild card spot. I don't know if we can be in that wild card spot because of that Falcons loss, because we'd be tied with them. But then, the next week, I'm trying to see who the Falcons play next, because that's the key. The Falcons play at Tampa Bay. That's going to be tough for the Falcons to lose that one. And then the Falcons play at New Orleans. At New Orleans. So at New Orleans, that's a possible loss for them. So now, if we keep winning our games, we would pass them by week 16. We would actually control our own destiny if Atlanta was to lose to New Orleans. So again, guys, these things, a lot of things have to work out still. Like I said, 7, 8 things have to work out our way. There's a chance. That's what we're asking for, and we got a big step towards that playoff possibility this weekend. So thank you. One game to go, and we got to hope that Seattle loses tonight.
That's right. And other than that, guys, too, let's hope the Cowboys can hold on to, the chance they still have and capitalize on that, continue to move forward, and make their way into the playoffs. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We're going to go ahead and do one final shout-out here in the chat. So, yeah, guys, and oh, wow, we have 27 of you guys watching. Make sure to hit like on the stream. It really does help out our channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. We do post daily content on the Cowboys and just, general NFL news, updates, things like that. Obviously, with the playoffs coming up now, we're definitely going to be talking a lot more about these playoff teams and, what these playoff seeds are going to look like. So,
I mean, somehow Arizona is showing here still in the playoff hunt. But I think that they they did lose, so I don't know, guys. It looks like we are just like in the middle of the playoff hunt right now. And again, our 81% chance just went up to like 85% chance if we win out. So we still have to get that 15% of up in the air, leaving up to our opponent's hands. I think that's where if we continue to win, out our games, things will fall in place. I mean, with Carolina playing, a tough schedule. I mean, they have a tough schedule to the Vikings next. They possibly can lose. Atlanta has a tough schedule. They get the Saints coming up. Like, they have to play them twice this season. We're going to be, right now we're one game back on Atlanta with tiebreaker losing, but still, we have a shot to really make a move here if we win out. If we win out, we go from 81%, 85%, 90% maybe next week, and after that, I think we could possibly control our own destiny. So let's keep hope alive, guys. There's a chance that our Cowboys can still, do something. We have a chance. And we get in the playoffs, I think we're the most feared team. I think we're the most possibly dangerous team in the NFL because, in the playoffs, not in the NFL, let me just put it in the NFC for sure. The Rams are not really battle-tested, guys. The Rams are a young team. The Eagles are not really battle-tested. They're a young team. The Vikings are the most battle-tested, I'd say, out of those three I mentioned right now because of the quarterback situation. But their defense is solid. But they haven't had the drama that really surrounds them like the way the Cowboys have. Yeah. And I think that's something different. We had the injuries and the drama. And then, and of course, we have the bad coaching too. So there's another strike against us. But you got to look at
all these things together.
But when you look at the Saints, they're probably the most veteran team. See, they're the team that you probably realize that we're the most, maybe most possible upstart kind of Super Bowl run type of streak team that could occur with the talent we have. But things have to work out perfectly for us to get there. Things would then have to work out perfectly in the playoffs for us. Nobody could get hurt in the playoffs.
It's just, guys, we got to take it just one game at a time. So right now, let's focus on this Giants game.
Before we jump that far, guys, we got to just beat the Giants. And actually, before the Giants game, let's be real, guys. This includes the Cowboys. So before the Giants game at 1 o'clock next Sunday, right now we need, within the next hour, when this game starts, by the end of the night, we need the Seattle Seahawks to lose. That's going to help the Cowboys' chances a little bit more. All right? And then the next thing we have to look at, and we'll be with you guys the whole week. Of course, as usual, guys, we'll be here every day. But again, Thursday night game is big, and we need, we need the New Orleans Saints to beat Atlanta in Atlanta. That would be tremendous help for us, guys. That would put us in a place we can now even ourselves with the Falcons if we win our game at 1 o'clock on Sunday. At the same time, Carolina plays the Vikings on Sunday. Even though they're at home, they're playing the Vikings. Did I say the Vikings? With that defense, yeah. So they are going to be also maybe drop down a peg as well, guys. And then Detroit, and they have their issues. Green Bay is playing, Tampa. Oh, not Tampa.
The Browns.
Cleveland Browns. They're desperate for a win. You never know. But then there, the other games like Seattle is playing at Jacksonville. Another game. I think Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is going to go our way, and Jacksonville can definitely beat Seattle. So, guys, I think that by the end of next weekend, if things goes our way, we might be at a 95% chance if we win our final 3 games. Think about that. Keep that in your head. We'll keep it up. and get you all the percentages and all the facts and all the knowledge about the playoff breakdown the next couple of days as we move into the New York Giants.
That's right.
Week here to go up to New York and beat the heck out of them. Hopefully.
That's right. So, guys, make sure to hit like on the stream if you haven't already and subscribe. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates on when we go live. Thanks for joining us here tonight.
Almost at 1,000, guys.
Yeah, so make sure to share out the stream with your friends if you think they would enjoy this. And, guys, other than that, never forget.
Yeah, never forget that we have a chance still.
That's right.
Yes.
We do still have a chance. So,
Yes.
other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And never forget.
Ever forget.
Always.
Go Cowboys!
We'll catch you guys next time. Bye. Wait.
Go Cowboys!
Go Cowboys.
All right, guys. Take care. Be safe.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow, all right? Never forget.
Yep.
Yep. Go Cowboys!